What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cracker Hunters. I'm Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
And today we're going to be counting down the top 10 Quarter of the Dead statues that Sideshow Collectibles has released so far.
This is our personal top 10.
Yes. Now, me and Anubis, we both have different top 10s, but me and him discussed it. We're going to go with the top 10s I picked because, like he said, I've read a lot of the backstory.
Yeah, more in depth.
Yeah,
with the characters and everything. I have a hard time pronouncing the name. So.
But what we'll do is we'll post our separate top 10s at the end of the video so you can see how they stacked up against one another, where he put his at, where I put mine at.
Right. And we're going to go with, like we said, we're going to go with Carolina's at first.
Right. So what we'll do, like I said, we'll post the different versions. I mean, both our top 10 side by side at the end of the video.
And, I don't really think they differ very much.
They don't. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 differences, or it's one space,
one number above each other.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think all it is I think mine's more along the way of like the looks of the statue and how much I enjoy the character rather than the actual, I don't know, what would you say?
I'd say, because I go by look, sculpt, detail. I go by a lot more stuff because I've had them a lot longer.
Right. Well, I mean, I've seen him get every one of them. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. And I know that the Quarter of the Dead will be releasing more statues, which I got 2 coming in within the next, I think, 2 weeks. I get them. I pay for them this week, and they'll arrive next week.
Now, are they going to be the remakes?
No, not yet. Yeah, because that's going to be updated when we get the newer versions of some of the other ones.
Yeah, I think I might even start collecting some of the newer versions because they're pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, because we've got different ones of Gethsemoni, Gallevarbe.
Yeah, Gallevarbe, that one. That one's great.
I think I'm more excited for it. I think it's equal excited for the new version of Kier and Gallevarbe. Those are my 2 I'm really looking forward to.
Which one's Kier? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The new one for Kier. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was also a great purchase that you got was buying the nameplate.
Yeah, which the nameplates I'm gonna be displaying in the video actually came from someone on Facebook.
A separate supplier. Right?
Yeah, separate supplier. He made the nameplates for me. But so you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start our top 10, and we're going to count down from 10 all the way to 1.
Oh, we're going to start with the bottom.
Yeah, we're going to start with the bottom, work our way up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I like that.
Let's get started with our top 10s. So everybody, coming in at number 10 is
the Queen.
Yes, Gethsemoni. Now the reason why this was my number 10, which I think it has a lot of good detail in it as far as, especially the tattoo. That's my favorite part of the statue, the tattoo right here.
I don't know. I think her vestments and her clothes are like in her iron or whatever bra.
Right.
I think they're all very extremely detailed, but I can see where this could be your 10th out of the collection.
Right. And another thing is this was one of the first ones released by Sideshow Collectibles on the Quarter of the Dead. And like I said, it's not taking anything away because for a statue to look this good and be my last one on my top 10, that says something. Yeah. Well, not even just that. It says something about the quality of every other statue after that.
That's coming. Yeah, that's coming now.
Yeah. So that's.
And I think that maybe her next one that we have with her,
I think
is going to be. I think we've seen a prototype of it.
Yeah, we've seen a prototype.
Oh man, it is awesome.
Yes, it is. So and when we get those, we're going to do side by side comparisons.
Yeah,
with the other
that's a good one. That's a good idea.
So like I said, the bases are really good. I still love the little creatures. Yeah, minions. Thank you. The garment that she's wearing, and I do love the vestments too.
I think the vestment, the garment. I think the statue itself looks better without it because honestly,
wonder why.
This is. I guess it's because I'm perverted or whatever. No, actually, I just enjoy the figure.
Right, and you do get a better, which we'll actually take it off right now, so you can actually get a good, detailed view of.
And I think it's just along the lines of like how accurate the muscle structure is.
Yeah, it really is too, as you can see, as far as the knees and the back of the knees and everything.
And the thighs, and of course, are very beautiful behind. But no, I think this one right here comes 7 for me, not number 10.
Okay.
But I think a lot of that's because of the tattoo, and I mean her portrait's.
Yeah, her portrait is one of the best ones out of all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think it's better than a few of the other ones.
I think so too.
And just the pose. The pose is really sexy.
Yeah, it is. So everybody, coming in at number 10 is Gethsemoni. All right, everybody. Coming in at number 9 is Shard, the mortal trespasser.
She's a Crusader Knight.
Yes.
It seems like.
She is, because one of her swords, the one on the right is a Crusader sword, and one of this is one of the demon swords that has a demon soul infused with it.
Okay. Now, yeah, you can see by the like her warrior gown.
Right.
That she is actually like a Crusader. I think the new one of her actually shows her more full on.
Yeah, the way it shows her
with the cross and everything.
Yes, it shows her actual Crusader armor, because this armor is made from the Court of the Dead artists.
Right.
But I can't wait to see that one with the actual armor that she wears as a Crusader, which it looks nice.
Now in this one, of course, Carolina picked it as number 9. I picked this one as my number 10, but that's not saying anything. I think that the whole statue is just. It's a really good statue and it's a good part of the collection.
But it's plain.
It really is. And I think her portrait is too animated.
You think so?
I think so. And I think that's the only reason why that would be my number 9 compared to like Malevestros or even Gethsemoni or Gallevarbe.
Right. Gallevarbe.
See, like I said, I have a hard time pronouncing the name.
Right. So. But yeah, for me, this is the reason why it's lower on my list, because like you said, it's a good statue. It's a very good statue, but it's plain.
And the plus about this,
they're metal. Yes.
The swords are metal.
Now, this is one of the ones where they actually started making the metal, which that's one of my complaints of some of the other ones, of the early ones, that the weapons, not the Court of the Dead, but
some of the Court of the Dead's weapons aren't.
Yeah, some of them aren't. Like Oglavaeil's, his isn't. And I think for me, if you're going to make a sword, it has to be metal. Even if you have to charge a little bit more, which this one wasn't that much. I think it was only like $370. No, this one was like $429 when it came out. So it was a very good price.
Do you think maybe they don't do the metal because it might make it too heavy?
And that may be a reason why, especially for Oglavaeil, which when you get to them, you'll see why.
Because they hold all this stuff in with magnets.
Right, or pegs that they got to put in.
Yeah, I don't think. I think maybe if they made Oglavaeil's out of metal, his arms would fall off.
Probably, because that's a pretty big ass sword.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Right. So I think, like I said, with it being plain, the base isn't really too much. I like the skulls and everything, but again, this one is just a little plain. And the only reason why it's above Gethsemoni, because it does have a little bit more detail in the base. In the base and her statue.
Actually, the skulls back here, pretty awesome looking.
Right.
And pretty accurate, and plus, man, the Crusader symbols on the bottom are awesome too.
I agree.
That's a good point that they put in there.
Yes.
I think, just to really show you how badass of a warrior she is.
Right. So this is our number 9. So Shard, the mortal trespasser, comes in at number 9. All right, coming in at number 8 is Avarkus. Now, I love this statue because I'm a big horror fan, and I love the look of the statue. Like, that's the reason why I put him above Gethsemoni and Shard, which Anubis has him a lot higher than I do.
Well, it's because I don't know. He reminds me of a creature that like Clive Barker or Todd McFarlane would make. You know what I mean?
You're right. That's a very good point. I didn't think about that.
Actually, yeah, more like a Todd McFarlane, Clive Barker mix, and I think that's maybe have been their inspiration.
Right, and the reason why it's a little bit lower on mine is because there's not a lot of weight to it, and his base is
kind of flimsy.
It does, and what worried me when I first saw it was the way the pose is, where his feet are, and the way he's leaning. I thought, man, this is going to be dangerous. Man, this is not going to last long. So I was actually pleasantly surprised at how they structured it and how they designed it to where he's a lot lighter, so it's not as much weight pressing down on his feet and the way he's angled.
Yeah, because he's almost like a Barbie.
Right.
Exactly. No, maybe not. Well, I mean, like with the ankle wise, with the really small ankles.
Right.
I mean, that's all I meant.
Because he actually used to be a merchant back in the day, and he was very greedy, as you can tell, for him offering his guts and his golden mask right here.
It's a masquerade ball mask.
Right. And because he used to be not royalty, but he used to be one of the higher up people.
Yeah, he's got to be upper class.
Yeah.
I think they did make a mistake with this statue. And honestly, you may disagree, but I think this cape that he's wearing.
I think it should have been a little bit more demonic, or.
No, I think it should have been plastic.
Really?
Well,
you think it should have been
I think it should have been molded, because if you can see on his cape, he sutures it together and stitches it together with human faces.
which is, I'm sorry, that's awesome, by the way.
It is.
Let me
think,
switch it around for them so they can see.
I think that if they would have made it plastic, they could have actually put the texture into each face. That's what I'm saying.
So, Sideshow, if you're watching this, you just got one of the best ideas for a second statue for Avarkus. Make that part of the statue and actually mold the faces in it. You know they accept requests and stuff like that.
I did not know that, but
yes.
I think now that I'm actually looking at it, I think that would be a really good idea, and they could do it.
So everybody, if they actually go with that idea, that's who started it right there. But but the base lights up, which makes it look like he's walking on fire and ember, which is pretty, like I said, I think he is actually the only base that they've had that actually lights up.
And the artwork around the base.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing.
It reminds me of like a Gustav Dor engraving.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which of course, Gustav Dor, he did all the artwork for Dante's Inferno.
Right, and that's actually what it looks like.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good point.
And it was actually not just the Inferno, but the Divine Comedy. So there we go.
But yes, this is a really good statue, especially for the Court of the Dead. And if you're a horror fan, I love the way the intestines, which the intestines actually have small little skulls and souls inside of them. So that was a nice little feature to add in there as well.
I think that may be why it's my number 4. And plus, if you look at his face, he kind of looks a little bit like the Crypt Keeper.
Man, you know what? Now that you say that, you are absolutely right.
And plus with the little hair in the background.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the Crypt Keeper. It's not an exact ripoff, because as you can see, the double teeth and the mandibles and whatnot. But Maybe, because that's kind of what it reminds me of.
All right. So everybody, Avarkus comes in at number 8.
Number 4 for me.
So everybody coming in at number 7 is Oglavaeil and Scratch. Now, I do love how big this guy is. Like, I love his swords. That's like one of the first things I noticed when I saw the prototype and wanted to order the statue itself.
Well, you're a sword guy.
I am.
Which, I don't know if you've noticed in our previous videos and our earlier releases, he's got swords everywhere.
Yeah,
And you know what I think is really cool, too, that they added to this?
What's that?
They've got the Court of the Dead symbol right here on his buckle.
Right. And he's actually, we should have been mentioning the factions that they're a part of.
I don't know.
I do. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Oglavaeil is part of the Flesh faction, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, look at the symbol.
Let me see. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, no, he has the actual Court of the Dead symbol.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, he's part of the Flesh faction.
Maybe there's other symbols.
No, is it Spirit? He may be part of the Spirit faction.
Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I don't know the stories on these guys.
I know most of them, but I forgot which faction Oglavaeil was in.
There's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And their names are really hard to pronounce.
See, I got the book, the Court of the Dead book, that actually tells you how to pronounce it.
I've been meaning to borrow and read.
Yeah. But Oglavaeil, man, I love this one. It's higher than most of the other ones because of the size and the detail in the swords.
And the weight.
Yeah, and the weight. Like, this has some serious weight to it.
He's got some cool stuff imprinted on his swords. Of course, it's the same thing on each sword.
Right.
But still, that's a pretty cool idea. And even on his armor, I don't know about I don't know. I guess the cloth and all that stuff, it really kind of mixes with his character.
It does.
He almost looks like
and I do love the weathering effect that they actually have on the cloth.
Yeah, because it looks like it's been
drug on the ground and
drug on through brimstone and
mud
sulfur.
and mud, stuff like that. So I do love the weathering effect that they put into the cloth itself.
And the base is cool too, man.
Yeah, like the base is pretty basic. Like, it's not that much, but I do love how they made it to where Scratch and Oglavaeil connect sort of with the bases.
So what is their bond?
That's just his hound.
That's just his dog?
Yeah, that's his hound.
You know, it's cool that he has human hands.
I know, that is so fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse the language, everybody. But it's weird. Like, it's weird. I didn't even notice it at first. Anubis did, and I didn't even realize he had human hands. It was just creepy, but in a good way.
I don't know. I guess if you're a general, or was he a general?
No, he's the executioner.
Oh,
yeah. Well, so he passes judgment.
Yeah. So I guess he would need him.
And one of the cool things is that once he executes you with his swords, you are basically erased from existence. So when his is the final judgment.
Oh, you don't even go to hell.
Well, yeah, you don't go to heaven or hell when he executes you. You're just basically done for. You're erased from existence. Which I thought was a pretty cool take on the executioner role in the underworld.
I like the statue itself. It just seems like it's almost too busy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Well, for a character his size, I think that's okay. If it had been smaller, I'd agree with you. But I think with him being as big as he is, it actually adds to it.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anything wrong against it. I think it's just it's really a lot to take in.
It is. And I love the way he has his separate hands right here coming out, and just little smaller ones.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
Almost mimic a beard.
Right, but they're actually hands.
I think that every time I look at like some of these Court of the Dead statues, I find something new.
And that's one of the awesome things about this line.
I think that's the cool thing about the line too. You know, like you said, and this one here, no matter how many times you look at it, you're always going to find something new on it that you like.
Right. So coming in at number 7 is Oglavaeil and Scratch. So everybody, coming in at number 6 is Demithyle, Death's General. Yeah, exactly. This thing is huge. And the only reason why I did not put him higher on the list because he's not as detailed as some of the other ones.
We lose a lot of detail because of his garments.
Well, and that's true.
You know, that
actually
yeah. I mean, look at all this cool stuff that we're missing, like his greaves. I mean,
I love the shape of his feet too. Yeah,
his boots. It looks like, you know, if you kick somebody, they're dead.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know, that's another thing. That's why it's so not higher on the list.
But this one is an amazing piece because of his size, and I love the look of the hands. He's got his, as I called it my review, baby nub right here. But yeah, this one, man, I love the way they did the metal right here with the little vestments hanging down, and they did a really good job on the sculpt on this. And his size just enhances a lot of the things that would not be brought out on some of the smaller statues, as far as the detail in his armor and everything like that.
You know what his face kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Like the skull. Like, you ever see that the screaming, the painting, the screaming banshee or ghost? It's like the Mexican painting. You know what I'm talking about? It's like he's standing on a bridge, the ghoul that's screaming.
Oh, that, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what his skull reminds me of a little bit. And it goes in with the artwork too, I think.
Right.
That's maybe just me being a little observant or maybe a little too much.
And another reason why
deep into stuff. Yeah, he's looking too deep into stuff.
Maybe, but it still adds a little depth into the character.
Yeah,
I like it. But another reason why he is not higher, I'm not gonna lie, if his scythe would have been metal, he probably would have been a little bit higher. Maybe one or two more places higher up on the list.
I honestly think they should have taken the
garments out.
Yeah,
or at least in the front, so you can kind of see the detail.
Right. That way, yeah. Or maybe instead of the
drapes.
Drapes or dress or whatever you want to call it. I think maybe it should have been a cape.
He actually had one, which I didn't get for some reason when I ordered it. Because he actually had it may have been the exclusive version I didn't get in time, but he actually had a hood over that, came with the statue.
Now, did it go all the way around?
No, it didn't.
Oh, well, see, now that would have been awesome to have, because then we could have seen all this detail that we're missing.
Okay.
You know, like with his legs. I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah, they are.
It's just hidden.
And it is hidden, and that is actually a good point that that anyone can make, that it does hide a lot of the awesome detail on the legs and the arm and stuff.
I think that's why I put him as my number 8, because of the hidden details.
Right. But like I said, the detail that is not hidden is still wonderful.
Right, exactly.
Like, especially on his armor, man, you get to see all this different...
even in the back, you got his spinal column and stuff coming out.
Right, and you even get to see on his sword where there's a skeleton fighting someone and stuff like that. It's a lot of detail in his armor alone. I love the spikes on the back of it right here, too.
I mean, you honestly look at him and you're like, how do you even wield a scythe? Because you got those scrawny arms.
Well, he's got 4 of them, but I don't know. Maybe one
of them's a baby nub. So
right, so that's completely useless. Well, when you think about it, though, that's actually an advantage, because he can wield a scythe with 2 arms and still wield another sword in his other one. Because if you look, you can tell the 2 that he uses the scythe with because it's armored.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, so those are the 2 he uses to wield the scythe.
And the baby nub.
I
guess baby nub could be for close combat.
And you know what? And to think about it, it may have been cut off before and it's growing back. Because why else would the other arms be in full length except for that one? So that may have been damaged or cut off and it's growing back.
That's a good point. I think also too, another thing is like, I think on his armor, it's his, what would you call
chainmail?
Achievements. built into his
that's the thing. That's actually
armor.
a pretty good point. Yeah, because you see a lot of the battles in there.
Yeah,
So that's actually a pretty good point. I didn't even think about that.
maybe.
Maybe. Hey, no one said it's not.
Yeah, you see it right here on his legs too. Yeah, you see him like you see the death right here, and then you see other stuff on the legs.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to get past all this.
Right.
And the knights.
And the base is actually pretty good too.
I'm not saying these aren't cool.
No, right, but you would prefer to see the detail of the armor and everything more than the cloth. All right, so everybody. So Demithyle, the Reaper's General, he's coming in at number 6. All right, everybody, so coming in at number 5 is Kier. This is a beautiful statue.
So I have to go ahead and say this. I don't know where the fuck they get these models from.
But whoever does the modeling they're in shape. We'll say that.
Actually, what's the story behind this chick?
Now she's actually
She's got to be like a fallen angel. Or
she
something.
is, and what it is that she was born in heaven, but she was kind of deformed and wasn't as structured as the other because she has a twin in heaven.
The reason I say that she's got to be like a fallen angel or something because you can see the scars on her back where she lost her wings.
Yep. Good eye, by the way. Good eye.
That was like the first thing I noticed.
Right. So, of course, Gethsemoni and Death adopted her, and she's now loyal to Gethsemoni and Death.
Is she like their warrior?
Yes. She's one of the best warriors. Yes, one of the best fighters in the underworld.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sure you could.
Yeah, especially with all the blood on her. But which that is the highlight for me of this statue. The way they actually did the color, the way it looked like blood in her arms and legs.
Is it blood or is it just part of her now?
No, that's blood. Because she's steeped in blood. Because look, if you look in the, I actually have one of the art prints. See, she's always has blood in there.
So it's not like part of her anymore? It's
No.
not part of her. It's just like a paint?
No, actually it's actual blood.
I mean, it is actual blood, but
like
is it to scare her enemies or something?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, that would be pretty scary.
Right, I agree.
They actually did a really good job with the detail on her feet, too.
Right.
That was really surprising.
And I love whoever did the color hue for her skin did an amazing job.
It really does look like a, and I say this too on a lot of them, is it looks like a vampire.
Yeah, it does. Like you can tell she's undead.
I think, it's like with Gethsemoni, you know?
Yeah.
But hers is a little bit more blue.
Yeah, like, I thought blue or grayish, one or the other. I think it's kind of a combination of bluish gray.
Yeah.
But again, they did a good job in catching the anatomy as far as the legs and arms and everything like that. So you can tell whoever does this sculpt, they must know anatomy really well.
Actually, I think maybe it's not just the anatomy, maybe the model that they're using.
No, fair enough.
Is.
Right. So I love the look of the skull with the soul screaming off of it, like right here. And of course, the sword is metal, so that's always a bonus for me.
Yeah. And
it comes with a switch out head, which I prefer the skull head first.
At first, I was looking at the regular face, and I was like, maybe that would be better. But then, you look at the skull face, and you're like, oh, she's battle ready.
Right, exactly.
Which I think makes it even better.
I agree.
Especially with the tattoo on that chin or whatever it is.
Right, I think the skull highlights that more because you can't see the rest of her face as well.
You see tattoo. Just that chin and just that tattoo, and you're like, well, maybe I need to back up a bit.
Right, and I love the base as well. Like the base that had that looks like mercury or something, like a mixture of ice or mercury, right here, and dripping down right here.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is really. I noticed it. I thought it was just maybe
dirty ice.
Yeah,
it looks more like mercury to me because of the shine to it. But this is, like I said, this is one of my favorites in my collection.
What color is sulfur?
Well, that's a good question. We have to find that out, by the way.
I think sulfur, well, I don't think it's sulfur because sulfur I think is yellow.
Yeah, you may be right. Yeah, so.
Well, anyway, during the comment section, correct us.
Let us know, yes. If we're wrong, let us know.
Yeah, let us know what she's standing on.
Right.
Maybe it's just brimstone.
Right, maybe. So everybody, Kier, she comes in at number 5. So everybody, coming in at number 4 is Xiall, the great osteomancer. So this, as Anubis was just saying before we started, this is just a fun piece to look over.
It really is. It's just really fun to look at.
And I love, like, of course, we've been forgetting, but she's part of the Bone faction. She's actually the leader of the Bone faction.
Well, we've got all our factions right here
on
our little nameplates.
But yeah, so she's actually the leader of the Bone faction. And go ahead, please.
No, I was just saying, I was about to elaborate more on the fun to look at.
Right.
I mean, you notice we've got the little scroll right here, which you can see this is why she's number 4. And I think she's number, I don't know, it doesn't matter, I'm not. But, you know, I think it's that fun because, like, if you look at her little pouch right here, you know, it's also more scrolls in here for more magic spells or whatever they, I mean, they are scrolls, and I think these right here in the back of her
If I'm not mistaken,
scrolls.
she's in charge of the laws in the underworld, so that may be some of the scrolls.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Right, and I love her staff. Yeah, so that's
just
skull.
the Court of the Dead symbol right there.
So that's awesome, and I think the cloth itself. I know Anubis had some issues with like Demithyle where it covers up most of it to where you can't see the detail on the legs. This one was perfectly made to where it flows behind her,
right?
So where you can see some of the detail in her legs.
It fits more for the female characters,
right?
Better rather than the male characters because it's hiding. Like with the male characters, it's hiding a lot of detail.
Right.
This one it really doesn't. It actually covers up some things that are really little disturbing, like. Her feet are fucked up. That's not something I would want to look at.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But it makes it for an awesome statue.
It's awesome detail, great. They're just really fucked up and gross.
Right. And I love the fact that they put the language, whatever their symbols for their language or on their scroll, whatever it means, they went out their way to actually put some detail onto that piece of the scroll.
Looks almost a lot like North's characters.
Maybe.
Or Norse mixed with something else.
Right.
Norse mixed with Chinese or Japanese characters.
Maybe.
That would be cool. That'd be a cool little idea.
Right.
I think the detail on this is just
it's amazing.
It's
yeah.
incredible. And
like I said, it looks like someone made of bone. Like they did a really good job on the paint
maybe
application.
Not just made out of bone, but like an exoskeleton of bone. Like an insect.
Oh, that's true.
Almost like an insect, but with human bone rather than.
That's a pretty good point. I like that. So this one, man, I just love the detail all the way around because I actually have her bust coming in another week or so.
Well, I bet she can take some damage.
Oh yeah. Well, she's a leader, so she's one of the main people in the council.
Well, I mean, with being in the Bone faction and stuff like that, I bet that faction itself can take some damage.
Yeah,
like in a fight.
That's true.
Knowing that the bone's on the outside.
Right.
They're gonna have to do some work to get to it.
And I love like all the little skulls they actually put in her crest and her arms, on the shoulders, and everything like that.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's a little fun thing to look at. And right here, all these little skulls.
This is why this one is so high up on my list as far as top 10 Court of the Dead statues.
It's just awesome to look
at. It really is. It's one of the most fun pieces to really look over and see all the minute details that Sideshow and the Court of the Dead team put into this piece.
And each character from the Court of the Dead, every time you look at it, you find something new.
Right, because I'm be honest with you,
this is definitely
one of the things I didn't notice before was the skulls in her crest.
You just noticed it?
Yeah, just looking up close and everything.
And this is his statue.
Right, so I love the fact, like he said, that there's always something new to find on one of these statues when you look over it again.
Especially when you pull back like the vestments and stuff like that, man. And you know, now that I'm looking at it too, I think this is actually the bone from another thing because it looks like a foot bone.
Right, it does.
Just kind of like convoluted and mixed into each other.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna use bone to hold my scrolls in because I'm awesome.
Exactly. So everybody, Xiall, the great osteomaster, she comes in at number 4. All right, everybody, so coming in number 3 is Gallevarbe. And
this is my number 1.
And I can completely understand why this would be Anubis's or anyone's number 1.
I think it's my number 1 because of the fact that it's a mermaid.
And he loves mermaids.
They're awesome.
They are. Well, not this version of a mermaid.
No, she's awesome.
And the detail that they put on her lower half and this base is spectacular. And that's why she's so high on my list. Like the top half isn't as detailed, which the color application and the portrait is amazing.
You hadn't to notice something though on this?
What's that?
Look at her hand above the water.
Yeah, they're amphibian-like.
No, I mean just look at it right here. It looks I mean, it does. It's webbed,
Right.
but look at this one below the water.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Look how much more fish-like it looks.
And decayed, by the way.
No, not decayed. It's more tactical with when she's underwater. Maybe her whole body looks like that.
Well, it has to because you can see the variation from when the top half and the bottom half. So she must be more warrior-like.
Yeah, it looks like she's got suckers on her hands, right here.
Where?
Right
Holy
here.
crap!
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she's got suckers on her hands like an octopus.
Wow.
And
she doesn't have them when she's above water.
When
Yeah,
she's
they're
above the
gone.
water, it's not. She's more beautiful above the water. But when
Wow.
you look down below the water,
Again, see, this is what we're talking about, man. I didn't even notice she had suckers on the bottom of her hand underwater.
well, I think that's another thing. Sideshow does with the Court of Dead. We've said it several times already in this video. But every time you look at one of these statues, you find something new.
Yes, and the detail, as far as the decaying bodies and her tail,
and the damage to her fin, like her tail.
right? And I mean, it's amazing. And
She's a bad bitch.
She is, and it's so amazing the detail. And they even were able to simulate her hair as if she's just coming out of water.
Yeah, wet hair.
Yeah, wet hair, and it looks amazing. And of course, don't call a perv. I bet a perv, but I'm going to show y'all. I got to show you every piece. This actually comes off to where you can see her as just a regular mermaid without the sea.
And when you're looking at a mermaid, it's nothing pervy. It's just the way it is.
Right. Man,
It's pointless to wear a bra.
Well, yeah, especially if you're gonna be on the water, it's gonna deteriorate anyway. But man, the detail on this man, it's really. I mean, it's all you can say.
It's awesome.
It is, and
it's fantastic.
And when they came out with this, it was only like maybe $449.
That's incredible.
That's an incredible price for so much detail. And this one actually has a lot of weight to it.
The pose itself is really dynamic. I mean, it really simulates underwater.
It does really well.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Slaughter.
Yes, yeah. What we were saying, how you can tell it's like he's in motion.
He's underwater.
Right. And they did a good job with this.
They did. I don't know. Actually, this is actually really important. This water piece right here.
Oh, it is, because it has to show you that above water, she's beautiful. Below, not so much.
even with her hand.
Right. And that's where I think the extra detail with this piece comes into play. Like all the different bodies, like the 3 separate bodies decaying.
Now, what faction is she?
Huh? She is part of the Spirit faction, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's part of the... No, she's part of the Flesh faction. Okay. She works with the Queen.
Any comments?
Yeah. No, she works with she's a part of the Flesh faction.
You know what I think is another cool part is her jewelry.
Yes.
See her bracelet? It's an octopus.
So this one, man, I mean...
There's just so much fun stuff to look at this.
It really, even the base where you can see an extra, you can see different claws coming out of the base, like right here. Or the skulls. Like, this is the reason why this is my third favorite piece out of the Court of the Dead. It is that amazing.
Well, you can also see why this is my favorite piece.
Right. And that's why I say I would not be mad at anyone for choosing Gallevarbe as their #1 piece in the Court of the Dead, because it is an amazing piece.
Yeah, she's absolute. This is an absolute beautiful piece.
It really is.
I mean, it's gory, of course, with what you expect with Court of the Dead.
Right.
Yeah, it's beautiful with what you expect from a mermaid, and it's also violent.
Yes. Well, yeah, and detailed.
Detailed.
Like detailed violence. Like, yeah.
Detail. I mean, how long have they been there?
Right. And it shows that her beauty can trick these guys into being entrapped.
It would definitely trick the fuck out of me.
Especially when I'd be raw.
I'd be one of these, even with the bra on, I'd be one of these dead guys. Oh, I'll come and swim with you, my blue, beautiful, green lady.
And then when he gets in the water, I've made a mistake.
No.
Or in your case, it was well worth it.
It was worth it.
So everybody, Gallevarbe, she comes in at #3. So everybody, coming in at #2 is Cleopsis, the eater of, daughter of the dust. Daughter of the dust. That's what her nickname is.
As we can all tell, this one kind of hits home to me. This one
the
is
Egyptian.
the Egyptian. Yeah. I mean, it's my tag is Anubis, which is the Egyptian god of death, and this one here, This one kind of hits home, man. I've studied quite a bit. Yeah, I did it in college also about Egyptian mythology. So, I mean, this one really does kind of hit home with me.
And it's an amazing piece. Like
it really is. The detail on this, the hair even resembles the hair on this. Really, even resembles an Egyptian person.
And I love the way they made it look like twisted up and braided. And I love that look for the hair and everything. I'm glad they didn't try and just do individual braids or anything like that. I'm glad they did it like that, and it makes it look better.
The way they did this statue is just, I don't really see a problem in it.
There isn't.
There's not one flaw.
No.
Maybe, actually, even her skin even looks desiccated and decayed, like she's been in the desert
exactly
for a long time.
Yep. Now this one has a switch out face too, but it was in a box. I didn't feel like going to dig it out. So
yeah, too bad, guys.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
And
but what I'll do is I'll post a picture right here of what her face actually looks with the second
You know, it's funny the way that they do with these masks in Egyptian culture. It makes it look like the Egyptian asp.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, where it's like a cobra or whatever.
Right.
Their head bows out. The asp is the same way.
Yeah, really? No, I don't think it's as detailed. Like this one.
I'm just saying the snake itself does the same thing as like a cobra.
Like I said, this one looks more like a cobra though, as far as the way it's fanned out.
Well, it's based off the asp.
Oh, that's right, because cobras
they do the same thing.
Yeah. So what I love about this too is the snake that has the wrapped around her arm as well. Like there's so many, like the cloth. It took I think this one was the perfect amount of cloth in it, not too long,
Absolutely.
not too much, and instead of focusing on her legs, you have it on her arms instead, to where you can actually still get the detail in the arms and still be able to get the detail in the legs as well.
They also add another fun little thing about it is, which they're throwing in with Egyptian, is like the bronze.
Ah, okay.
The bronze where it throws that little green fade in it.
Right.
And then if you look at the snake, you see like the little green fade, and on her helmet you see it. And in some of her armor, you see it too, the little green fade, like it's been rusted or whatever.
Or is it oxidation?
Oxidation.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Rusted.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I also like her scythe as well, if that's what you want to call it. I'm not sure if is that a scythe?
I think it's a different thing.
Sickle. That's what it is.
Is it a sickle?
I think that's a sickle.
Or a crescent weapon. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah. We like it. That's all.
Send comments. Let us know.
I think it's a sickle though. But I do love the fact that it has that face right here, and I love the fact because if you see the unmasked portrait, you can see she's not beautiful, and that mask right here covers it up well. It makes it.
It's like it's straight out of Egypt, dude. That's
it is.
Yeah, the death mask with like Tutankhamun.
Right. Okay. I don't know Egyptian as well as he does.
Well, with King Tut.
Okay, got you.
Tutankhamun. But I'm just saying, and it would have been a really cool, fun, the scarabs.
The scarabs that's what makes this base one of my favorite bases out of the Court of the Dead.
Because that is a very bad bug.
Yes, and not even just the fact that it is bad, is the fact that you can see each individual scarab perfectly on this base.
And we got all the hieroglyphs,
right,
which show the Court of the Dead symbols, of course.
Yeah,
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're using Egyptian hieroglyphs to do it. Well, the look of them.
Right. And man, that's why I said this is one of my favorite bases out of the Court of the Dead, just for the fact that they went and put the time in to sculpt each individual scarab to where you can really see it. I mean, without any problems, seeing each individual scarab.
You can tell they're scarabs. They're beetles.
Yes, and there's hundreds of them on this thing.
Big, flesh-eating beetles. And it almost looks like she's got a few in her ribs right here.
That's true, yeah, because you see a little bit of bulging out and everything.
Another time, we're going to go ahead and say it again. We haven't said it 10 times already.
Every time we look at one.
Every time we look at them, there's something new.
Yep. So like I said, the detail, the Egyptian theme of the statue, the base itself. That's why, man, this one is my second favorite in the Court of the Dead. So Cleopsis, daughter of the dust, she comes in at number 2. So everybody coming in at number 1 is Malevestros.
Which I'm sure everybody guessed that's what would happen.
Yeah, it's true. Because this is the best piece that they've come out, in my opinion.
He's my number 2, but that's only because I'm not as... Well, actually, I am kind of a big fan of the jesters, but I really love the mermaids too.
Right. This is the single most detailed piece that Sideshow Collectibles has come out
That
with
is
as the Court of the Dead.
100% true.
Like, it's so many things on this base that it would take a while to go over everything.
I think
right?
honestly, this is that one where we were saying earlier, where every time you look at it, you find something new. This one is that
We'll highlight that a lot
to the nth degree.
And they went all out. Like, there aren't too many pieces that I think justify a $5.99 price tag.
This one is.
This one is one of them because it's so much detail.
Just look at how they simulated the wax on the candles.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just absolutely everything about this statue is just beautiful.
It really is, and it even comes. I mean, the scrolls where he's ripping them out, telling far as heaven and hell doing battle. That's amazing.
The souls in his stomach.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, or the copper or bronze.
Which you can tell the oxidation is better in the back right here. But yes,
actually, it's pretty good on the front too. If you look at it.
Oh, you're right. You're actually right.
And on the greaves right here on the legs,
right.
The leg armor.
With him being, and plus with him being the chronicler of the undead, you see all the different books and everything like that. And of course, and he's a fool, so he's reading off. And you can tell by the jester outfit and everything like that. Like, this piece right here, man, as soon as I saw it for a pre-order from Sideshow Collectibles, I jumped on it like that because this piece just stands out so much as far as the detail.
And there's so many different colors in this statue.
It really is.
And
I mean, man.
I mean, you got right here on the back on his cape, there's black and purple. You have blue and green, red. You have black and white and red.
I mean, it's
green and bronze.
It's just so much, man.
So much stuff in this statue where it deserves to be number one.
Yeah, except for me, this is their best piece as far as Quarter Day, and almost, I dare say, one of their best pieces that they've released completely from Sideshow Collectibles. As far as the detail being worthy of the price tag.
That's a bold statement.
Oh, it is. Like, for me, this is, in my opinion, this is my opinion, everybody, this is Sideshow Collectibles' best piece. As far as detail and worthy of the price tag that they were asking for it, this piece is, if you want to show someone Sideshow Collectibles artwork and convince them to start getting into Sideshow Collectibles, this would be the piece I would show people to show them how well Sideshow Collectibles does statues.
I don't know if I would go with this piece, but I would go with a more economic.
And that's fair enough.
Which would be more along the lines of like the Hot Toys and stuff. But if you really want to show what Sideshow is capable of, it would definitely be this.
Yes, because there's so much detail in this piece, man, that it would take I have a review up, of course, but that's what it would take. You would have to really see an up close and detailed look of all the little things that they put into this one statue.
I mean, hell, even the little key right here, that's pretty
right.
awesome.
And I'm saying it's so many different things.
There's so many different stuff. There's things from I don't even know. I mean, it's just there's so much stuff. It's hard to analyze all of it at once.
Right, and then they even have the language from the Court of the Dead on the scrolls. Like, they put so much detail and work into this piece, man, that it's simply amazing. Like, this is that, for me, like I said before, this isn't a statue, this is a work of art. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And let's take off his face.
Oh yeah.
Change it with the other piece, which we had a subscriber say that he preferred the other piece.
This
piece better.
I actually like the other piece. I actually like this face better than the exclusive, which this is the exclusive
because
face.
of the skin?
I think it's from the skin, and it's a little bit more detailed work as far as the teeth and the texture of the skin.
It would have to be because of the skin.
Right, and I think that's why, for me, it's better, and it's more detailed.
For me, I like this one better. I think because of my previous occupations. And the anatomy of the skull is just it's almost dead on. Of course, it's exaggerated.
Right.
Which, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you expect when it comes to Court of the Dead.
Yeah. And it's just amazing. Like, this is the reason why this is my favorite piece out of the Court of the Dead.
I wouldn't even want to say it's a fun thing to look at. I think it's actually just one thing to marvel at.
Yeah. That's a very good point. You marvel at this. Like, if you don't feel this,
it's just beautiful.
It is. And for me, this should be like, if you're a Court of the Dead fan, this has to be in your collection. Like, if there's one statue that you have to own in the Court of the Dead, and I know they're coming out with more, so this may change.
Yeah.
But as of right now,
no telling what his next statue.
Oh man, I can't wait to see that. But if, as of right now, for all the pieces they've come out, and you're a Court of the Dead fan, this piece has to be in your collection because it's that good.
course, this is Carolina's number 1. This is my
Yes.
number 2. But that's only because of my bias.
Right, and that shows how good it is. Like, I mean, honestly, if you're a fan, not even just Court of the Dead, if you're a fan of statues and art, this deserves to be in your collection. All right, everybody. So you've seen our top 10. Let us know our subscribers who are Court of the Dead fans. Let us know what your top 10 is.
And we apologize for the video being so long.
Yeah, but
it kind of had to be.
Yeah, it does. I mean, honestly, I don't like when people just do like quick glimpses and number 9, blah blah blah. Number 8, blah. It takes like 5 minutes. I prefer to talk about the statue and really bring it to your attention
and let you know why we picked this one as
exactly
the number 1 or number 2 or whatever.
Whatever. So everybody, that's our number 10. This is our top 10 list. I'm gonna post Anubis' top 10 along with mine side by side, and at the end of the video. Like I said, subscribers who are Court of the Dead fans or just statue fans, let us know what your favorite piece is in the Court of the Dead, and not just the Court of the Dead, but what's your top 10 if you have them. If you have
actually, just what your top 10 sideshow collectible is.
Yeah. So everybody, we thank y'all for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified of our future videos. But I'm Carolina Hitman.
I'm Anubis.
We thank you for joining Cracker Hunters. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.